So JJK has officially finished, and now that it's finished, we're on to a completely new season of anime, with shows like Dandadan, Bleach Thousand Year Blood War Core 3, Blue Lock Season 2. There is a plethora of new anime that are going to come out in the month of October and November, and I'm going to give you my top 5 recommendations of what to watch during this. The first one I'm going to recommend you is Blue Lock Season 2. Now, I understand a lot of people hate on the trailer because of the fact that some of the frames look like they're, well, season 1 all over again, where it's just slow motion shots or still images with a little bit of camera movement. But I want you to understand something about this anime. If the animation is done right for this upcoming arc, the Blue Lock 11 versus the Japan Under 20 team could have some of the cleanest moments in the anime scene this year. And that is including stuff like solo leveling. Well, probably not Dandadan, but better than Bleach, better than this. This is if the budget is put purely towards this one arc, because this is the second biggest arc in Blue Lock apart from the Neo Egoist League. And I think that this could be a phenomenal arc if done right. We are also getting some new characters with Blue Lock Season 2, being possibly one of my favorites, Karasu. We're getting Otoya, we're getting Corona, we're getting Yukimiya, we're getting more on Shido. We're getting a lot of these new characters that can have different dynamics with some of the anime characters. And honestly, one of the best relationships I've seen is Hiyori. The relationship between Hiyori and Isagi develop into this necessity for each other in the Blue Lock League. We'll see more of this in the Neo Egoist League, but the foundation for it begins, and with Corona too, in the basis of the season 3 selection. So I think that this could be a phenomenal season. Now, Blue Lock Season 2 is coming out on October 5th this year. We do not have a confirmed release time globally, but I have a feeling it'll probably be towards the latter, like towards the 8 or 9 a.m. of October 5th for the people in GMT time zones, the UK people, myself included, being an Irish person. And yeah, that is going to be my first recommendation for animes coming out in October of this year. Another anime that is airing as of this year is Dandadan. It is coming out on October 3rd, and we've seen quite a bit of it. The first 3 episodes were revealed in cinemas for a lot of the countries in the world, and some of the episodes were leaked online, but by God, does this animation look phenomenal. The opening is done by the exact same people who did the Mashal opening, and they fucking cooked with this. I also think Dandadan is possibly going to be one of the best anime of the year, just because of the amount of hype that's been built up from the sort of new gen push of the manga, being that Sakamoto Days and a bunch of these. But Dandadan is going to be the first one of that new batch releasing with this crisp animation. Dandadan, if you don't know, is about a bunch of school kids who get introduced into the paranormal sense, and from then on out, the sort of start learning about more unearthly beings while also becoming, or transforming per se, into some of these unearthly beings. As I said at the beginning, Dandadan sub is releasing on October 3rd. We do not know the time of this release, but this is possibly going to be one of the most hype anime of the year if it manages to live up to the potential for the full season. At the number 3 spot for what I think is going to be one of the best anime of the year, it is Bleach Thousand Year Blood War Core 3, or Part 3. This animation from Part 1 and Part 2 has been fucking phenomenal, and if this isn't your reason to get into Bleach, I don't know what else will get you in apart from reading the manga. The fights look absolutely glorious. The OSTs, the drip, can we just say Ichigo with that little fucking green bandana in Part 1 or Part 2 was ridiculous. And everything about Bleach is ramping up slowly but surely, with the introduction of Yuhaba and the Stern Ridders coming in was such a huge impact on the Bleach community, and I feel like it is only going to get better and better. We also have gotten a little bit of a leak, so if you don't want any spoilers for Bleach Thousand Year Blood War Part 3, skip a little bit ahead. I'll have a timestamp here. So one of the spoilers for Bleach that we have gotten is that there is going to be some anime original content in here, with Aizen showing up towards the latter half of the first episode. Also getting a fight between Uryu and Shutara in the first episode, which I feel like is going to be hype. Now, these leaks have not been heavily confirmed, but a lot of people are suggesting that this source is reliable, so take it with a grain of salt. But if they do cook with this animation, this shit is going to be phenomenal and might overtake my spot and might overtake Naruto in terms of popularity in the big three. That is a bit of a hot take, but hold me to it. Bleach 1000 Year Blood War comes out on October 5th. Again, we do not have a confirmed release time, but I feel like it might be in the earlier mornings as well, which is going to be so good waking up seeing that. My fourth pick for anime that are coming out in October is going to be ReZero Season 3. I have recently started watching Season 1 and I'm absolutely in love with the style of this isekai anime. With a lot of the isekai, it delves more into the experiencing the world as a person not from there in this gaming space. But with ReZero, it takes a lot more of a darker approach to this. And the power of Subaru being able to come back in an earlier point in time, and every time he keeps coming back it's such an interesting idea for an isekai, because it opens up the idea for so many different possibilities. And season 3 looks like it's going to continue with that trope, but even get a little bit darker. As of right now, we have the confirmed release date for season 3 being October 2nd. That would be on the Wednesday, so it is not competing with that many anime in the Wednesday department. So I feel like ReZero is easily going to be some people's must watch, especially if you are already a fan of the isekai genre. I'd highly recommend watching ReZero Part 3. And my last pick for anime of October that you must watch is actually a bit of an interesting one. It is season 2 of the Four Knights of the Apocalypse, the Seven Deadly Sins continuation. Now hold up, before anyone gets angry saying, why did I mention Dragon Ball Daima? Why didn't I mention Shangri-La Frontier season 2, Uzumaki? It is not that I do not think these anime are going to be hype. This is just my recommendation as someone who has watched these anime before and really enjoyed the arcs they have taken on it. I feel like Dragon Ball Daima is something I'm going to watch. I'm going to enjoy it, but I wouldn't recommend it unless you watch previous iterations of Dragon Ball. ReZero only had 2 seasons beforehand. A lot of these anime that I'm recommending haven't had a lot of seasons beforehand, apart from Bleach. But 1000 Year Blood War is just such a big moment in anime that I feel like you need to watch it. Uzumaki, I just haven't seen enough of it to grasp me as well as it should. As for Shangri-La Frontier Part 2, I feel like ReZero Season 3 would make up for that missing isekai genre, because Shangri-La Frontier Part 1 was good. It did have some lackluster moments though. And my reasoning for recommending Four Knights of the Apocalypse Season 2 is because we're finally going to see Arthur come out of his shell and start showing off that power of his. We're finally getting to see the Four Knights of the Apocalypse actually work as a team and do apocalypse level shit. I feel like we haven't seen Seven Deadly Sins to this extent since season 2, but if the animation is able to replicate season 1 and season 2 of Seven Deadly Sins with the story of Four Knights of the Apocalypse, I feel like this could easily be one of the most dark horse animes of this year, because not a lot of people enjoyed Seven Deadly Sins post season 2. I continue to watch it just because I thought I started it, I might as well finish it. So that's why I think Seven Deadly Sins or Four Knights of the Apocalypse season 2 is my number 5 pick. Although honorable mentions too, Uzumaki, Arifureta season 3. I have the Dungeon Meshi thing, I think it's called. I'm not really good at reading Japanese, so forgive me for this. I am using my anime list. Gun Gale Online 2, I feel like could be an alternative take, could be a really good watch. So if you like that, the next movie or TV show of Blue Exorcist, Yuki no Hate Hen. I might be butchering this, so forgive me if I'm wrong. And Dragon Ball Daima. I feel like those are all recommendations that you should watch. These were just my personal top 5. And as always, if you enjoyed this kind of content, make sure to drop me a subscribe if you want to see more of this, and let me know what anime you're going to watch in the October months or October weeks, and I'll try and keep you updated on any more anime news to come out within October, November time.